I never imagined 5 simple words could unravel everything between us. I need to find myself. That's what I told him. Softly, gently, with as much care as I could fit into a breath. I truly believed I was being mature, honest, maybe even wise. But he didn't hear maturity. He heard finality. He heard, asterisk, I'm done with you, asterisk. And maybe in his world, that interpretation wasn't wrong. My name is Zoya, and I never set out to break his heart. I was only trying to save my own from shattering completely. We had been together for nearly 3 years. The kind of relationship people admire from the outside. Tag vacations, curated selfies, sweet captions, candlelit anniversary dinners. We were that couple. The one everyone predicted would be the next to say, I do. But no one saw what I felt. They didn't notice the subtle erosion, the way I was quietly dissolving into we, how every plan became our plan, how every dream I once held was nudged aside, so I could sit shotgun in his life, while mine remained parked, silent. I loved him, truly, deeply, but I began waking up feeling off, like I was floating just slightly above my own skin. He was flourishing, promotions, accolades, momentum, and I was clapping for him, cheering, smiling, all the while drowning in questions I didn't yet know how to answer. Is this who I want to be? Do I even know who I am without him? Then one night, after weeks of swallowing my own emotions and second-guessing my sanity, I said it. We were lying on the couch. He was scrolling through his phone. I was spiraling in my head, and I just blurted it out. I think I need some time to find myself. He looked up, confused, hurt, like I had suddenly begun speaking a language he didn't understand. What does that mean? He asked. And I didn't even know how to translate my ache into words that wouldn't make me the villain. I just feel lost. I've been putting myself last for so long. I need time to figure out who I am again, not as your girlfriend, just me. He didn't yell. He didn't cry. He went quiet. And that silence scared me more than any argument could have. He nodded, slowly. Okay. I thought he understood. He didn't. Less than 2 weeks later, I went to pick up a few things I had left at his apartment. The key didn't work. The lock was changed. The buzzer was dead. I stood there, bags in hand, feeling like a stranger outside a place where I used to be part of the furniture. I texted. No response. I called. Straight to voicemail. The next day, I finally got a message. Just one line. Asterisk. I figured you needed space. I'm just making sure you have it. Asterisk. And I wish I could say I was shocked, but in truth, I had underestimated how swiftly people can cut you out when they feel discarded. I thought space meant reflection, that I'd take time to sort through the storm of my soul, and we'd meet again, wiser, stronger. Instead, he erased me like a bookmark from a novel he'd suddenly stopped reading. I found out he was seeing someone else within a month, not a stranger. Her, the one he once told me not to worry about. Yes, that girl. And it crushed me, not because I wanted him back, but because I believed, deeply, that I mattered more than that. How do you go from sharing everything, your routines, your fears, your stupid inside jokes, to becoming a footnote in their story? I questioned everything. Was I ever important? Did he really love me? Or was I just a placeholder until someone more convenient came along? My friend said I was overthinking. That's just his ego reacting. He's trying to hurt you back. But it didn't feel like ego. It felt real. Like he had genuinely felt abandoned. And maybe he was right. Maybe I had abandoned him, but not to punish him. I walked away because I realized I had been slowly abandoning myself. I've seen too many women stay too long in lives that didn't fit them. They told themselves it was loyalty, but really it was fear. And I didn't want to wake up 10 years from now, wondering what my life could have been if I had chosen me earlier. But choosing yourself comes with a price. You lose the comfort. You lose the title. You lose the us you clung to like a lifeline. And sometimes you lose the person altogether. No closure. No goodbye. Just replaced. That's what hurt the most. Not the change lock. Not the radio silence. Not even her. It was a knowing that while I was trying to heal, he was already rebuilding, with someone else. He didn't pause. He didn't ask. He didn't wonder. He just moved on, like I had never been there. And maybe that was his armor. Maybe it was how he kept himself from bleeding. Or maybe I was never really the one. Just the one who stayed long enough until someone more fitting arrived. It's been 6 months, and I still think about him sometimes. Not because I want him back, but because he was a version of love that carved the deepest lesson into me. That being loved doesn't mean being understood. And choosing to heal doesn't guarantee someone will wait for your return. I told him I needed to find myself, and I did, not through some dramatic escape or exotic retreat, but in quiet mornings, in solo coffee dates, in tears that slowly turned into clarity. I found myself in all the broken pieces he never thought to notice, because I finally gave myself permission to look. So, if you're thinking of choosing yourself, do it, but don't expect anyone to wait. Do it knowing you might lose them. Do it anyway, because sometimes the cost of rediscovering who you are is heartbreak, but the reward is finally feeling whole.